Welcome to the 2025 SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam in Danang City.
Danang, situated on the clear East Sea at the mouth of the Han River, is the third largest city in Vietnam. The city's name originates from the Cham word, Danang, which means the opening of a large river. In addition to its stunning setting amid beaches and mountains, Danang is also known as a city of bridges. You will experience the most famous of these as you climb and descend Thuan Phuoc Bridge, longest suspension bridge in Vietnam, connecting Da Nang city center, the outlying district of Son Tra. Modern Da Nang has grown into one of the most well-designed cities in Vietnam. Home to everything from luxurious beachfront resort to bold, flavorful cuisine and fascinating historical attractions. Da Nang will become your stunning personal race course.
The team we have this year includes, but not limited to, Mr. Win Tran Hoa, Race Director, Mrs. Rada Kanagaraja, Head Official. We are all glad to see and welcome everyone to the 2025 SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam in Da Nang. Now let's start the athletes' race briefing. Here is a schedule of all the activities taking place during the 2025 SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam in Danang. Nang some key times to take note of: athlete check-in is open on the May 9th from 9 o'clock to 18 o'clock. Bike check-in is open on the May 9th from 14 o'clock to 18:30 only. On race morning, athletes should take note of transition area opens from 4:15 to 5:30. Race starts at 5:45 a.m. Although the weather in Da Nang is ideal for the race, changes in weather conditions may impact the race activities during the weekend. It is important you monitor the weather forecast for Saturday to help you prepare for the upcoming race. At this stage, we are looking at a temperature of around 38 degrees Celsius on race day and slight northerly wind of 7 kilometers per h. Average water temp will be around 29 degrees. When water temperatures dictate a non-wetsuit swim, please note the following regulations. Your swimwear must be made of 100% textile material. Wearing wetsuit shorts bottoms or any buoyancy-enhancing gear is prohibited during the swim portion. Your swimwear must not cover the neck, must not extend past the elbows, and must not extend past the knees. Calf and arm sleeves cannot be worn during the swim leg, though you may use them for the bike and run portions of the race. As an athlete participating in the 2025 SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam in Danang, you will receive a race kit containing the following items: race bib, bike sticker set, tattoo, wristband, street gear bag, swim cap, and sponsor goodies. Mandatory bike check-in is on Friday, May 9th, 2025 only, during the following time slot: 14 o'clock to 18:30 for all categories. Check-in will take place at the transition area, Sun Thu Beach next to the Hyatt Regency Danang Resort and Spa. All bikes must be checked in by Friday afternoon, May 9th, and left overnight. You can bring your gear into the transition area on the morning of the race day. Bike helmet qualified check will be at the entrance of bike mount transition area on Saturday morning from 4:15 to 5:30. Bike check-out is from 9:45 to 11:30 on May 10th. You are required to reclaim your bike and gear after the race. You must have your athlete wristband on in order to claim your bike and gear. For the bike check-in, athletes must personally check in their bikes. Upon entering the transition area, athletes should push their bike to their designated rack and racket. Then go to the timing tent to receive your timing chip before exiting the transition area. Once you exit the transition area, you will only be allowed to re-enter the next day. The transition area will be open from 4:15 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Please ensure you allow yourself enough time on race day morning, as all athletes are required to be out of the transition area by 5:30 a.m. Remember to have a gear checklist before entering, including swim cap, wristband, helmet, bike pump, timing chip, street gear bag, bike shoes, nutrition and hydration, run shoes, sun hat. Please note that your timing chip will not be in your race kit. You must collect your chip at the exit of bike check-in before leaving the transition area. Your chip must be worn on your left ankle at all times during the race. If you are unable to start the race, You are responsible for returning the chip. Failure to do so may disqualify you from participating in future SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam events. On race day morning, the transition area will be open from 4:15 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Please note that access will close promptly at 5:30 a.m. You can enter from the intersection of Nguyen Hoang Saint and Truong Sa Saint via the Sun through Beach Gate. From there, simply walk down and enter through the bike mount dismount gate. Take this opportunity to give your bike a final check before the race. Don't forget to bring your helmet with you to the transition area. After you've set up your gear, you'll find a bag drop tent on the left side as shown in the image if you need to store any personal items. To reach the swim start, just turn right and follow the signs that will guide you to the area. You'll find toilets conveniently located on the right side of the transition area. All relay team members must be present together at athlete check-in. If any member is absent, the team will not be allowed to check in. No exceptions. The timing chip is the relay baton each team member must fasten to their ankle when they begin their leg of the race. All members must wear their wristbands during the race. Only the run leg team member must wear the bib number. Swim and bike team members can run through the finish with their runner. Every team member must be wearing their relay wristband. Swim and bike team members should meet at the relay meet tent and transition area before advancing to the finish chute. Individual athletes and relay athletes differ in their transition strategies in SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam events. For individual athletes, they manage their own gear and transitions between swim, bike, and run segments. In contrast, relay teams also go through transition areas like individual athletes, but share the responsibility of completing the race as a team, with each member focusing on a specific segment's swim, bike, or run. Relay teams must coordinate the handover of a timing chip during the race between team members, passing the timing chip from the swimmer to the cyclist and then to the runner at designated relay meeting point. Official bike mechanics will be available to support athletes during the specific time frame shown from Friday, the 9th till Saturday the 10th. Bike mechanics will be available to athletes during transition on race morning from 4 o'clock to 6:30. Following this, bike mechanics will be roving on the bike course during the race. It is advisable for athletes to carry their own spare tubes or equipments as there could be a wait time for mechanics. Your safety is our primary concern. The medical team will be staffing the medical facilities at the race venue, swim start exit, transition, all bike and run aid stations, and finish line. Medical resources will also be available while you are out on the course, at all aid stations and roaming along the bike course and run course. If you are not feeling well on race morning, we strongly advise you not to start the event. If you decide to not start the event, you must inform a race official so we can officially withdraw you from the event. If you start to feel unwell at any point of the day, we urge you to seek help rather than continue. Do not be afraid to ask for help. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation. If at any time during the race, you experience chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or lightheadedness, dizziness, please stop immediately and seek medical attention. A medical evaluation does not constitute outside assistance. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation or for having someone help you in getting medical assistance. During the swim, raise and wave your hand, which will alert the water safety team that you need help. If able to, you can also verbalize you are in need of help by yelling help. You can also grab onto a kayak, paddleboard, or nearby boat. You will not be disqualified for grabbing onto any of these safety items during the race. During the bike and run, if you are not at or near an aid station, stop. Let someone know you need medical help. Anyone can help another athlete, a staff vehicle, event support vehicle, or event moto out on course, even a spectator. Have them alert the nearest aid station or staff member that you need medical assistance. Make sure you provide your bib number for faster assistance. After you have finished the race, please do not leave the post-race area until you are reasonably certain you are okay and are able to drink without vomiting and stand without dizziness. If you are not feeling well, please come to the event medical tent to be evaluated by the medical team before leaving the recovery area. Athletes must follow the prescribed course. It is the athlete's responsibility to know the course. Athletes must cover the prescribed course in its entirety. Failure to do so will result in a disqualification. If an athlete must exit the course, he or she should re-enter the course at the same point of departure before continuing. Swim course. The swim will have a rolling start at the Sun Thu Beach, featuring a triangle-shaped swim course going clockwise. The swim ends with athletes returning back to the beach and progressing towards the transition area at the beachfront. Water safety personnel will be present throughout the swim to assist if needed. If you require help, raise one arm while holding the swim line and they will come to your aid. In case of swim cancellation, all decisions are final and prioritize your safety exit the water immediately when instructed and follow officials' directions. If you abandon the swim, you'll be taken to an extraction point for medical check and must return your timing chip at the timing tent by the swim finish gate. If you don't think that you can complete the swim in the time you selected during registration, you can downgrade your swim cap color to match your appropriate time upon athlete check-in. Athletes may not exchange to a faster swim cap. Upon completing the swim and exiting the water, athletes will run on the beach across a timing mat and through the showers. On entering the transition area, individual athletes will run toward their bikes while relay team swimmers will run to the relay tent to transfer the timing chip to their cyclist. Then the cyclist will run to their bike. Only after the chip and ankle strap has been transferred can the bike leg athlete go to the bike rack to begin the bike portion of the race. The 20 kilometers bike course starts within the Son Thuy public beach lot adjacent the Hyatt Regency Resort and Spa, Danang. Athletes exit the transition turning right and proceed north, parallel to the beach on Truong Sa, and make a U-turn after proceeding 3.9 kilometers. After the U-turn, athletes continue past the transition area towards Hoi An. At 6 kilometers after the transition, athletes U-turn, proceeding back towards transition. This completes the 20 kilometers bike. A technical official will inform you of any penalty incurred by calling your number, advising you of the nature of the infringement, and showing you a card. It will then be your responsibility to serve the associated time penalty at the penalty tent. Yellow card means 30 seconds penalty for blocking violation. Blue card means 2 mins penalty for littering, drafting, and illegal passing. 3 blue cards violations will result in disqualification. No technology is allowed on course. The use of electronic equipment, including telephones, including the use of earphones or other communication devices, may result in disqualification. The penalty tent is located 100 m before the dismount line in the transition area. To minimize the possibility of infringing the rules and thus avoid a visit to the penalty box, please observe the following. This is a non-drafting race and drafting will be strictly monitored. Riding in the passing lane on the left after completing a pass can result in a blocking penalty. Keep 12 meters between yourself and the cyclist in front of you. Pass on the left of the cyclist in front, never on the right. Complete your pass within 25 seconds. Past athletes must immediately drop back 12 meters when overtaken. Please note the following guidelines about the transition from the bike to the run. Dismount before reaching the dismount line and walk your bike back to your designated position following the prescribed route around the transition area. Rack your bike correctly by its seat. The front wheel must be facing outwards. Your helmet must remain on and secured until your bike is racked. Failure to do so may result in disqualification. Athletes should change to their run gear at their bike or at the designated change area. Exit the transition area via the run-out gate and begin the run course. For relay teams, cyclists must swap the timing chip with their team member at relay tent before the runner from the relay team runs through the run-out gate to officially start the last leg. The 5 kilometers run is a single loop course that you will run clockwise. Upon exiting transition, you will proceed in the same manner as the bike section, turning right, parallel to the beach on Truong Sa. You will head north to reach a single U-turn point, then run back to the transition area and continue towards the finish line. Please expect quite hot and humid weather. Don't forget to keep yourself well hydrated at all times. There will be 2 run aid stations along the run course. Run aid stations will offer items in this order: water, Aquarius electrolyte, fruits, medical support, toilet and discard zone for athletes. Please discard rubbish in the bins in the discard zones only. The 5 kilometers run takes you through 1 lap on a completely traffic-free course. Once you finish the run course, you'll make your way to the finish line on the beautiful sandy beach at the Hyatt by following the path behind the transition area, the same one you used to reach the swim start early in the morning. Please note that the finish line is for athletes only. Friends, family members, or other spectators are not permitted to cross the finish line or enter the finish chute with participating athletes. The participating athletes will be disqualified if their supporters violate this policy. Relay team members are allowed to wait at the gathering zone at the relay tents and transition area to join the runner on their way to the finish line. Once you cross the finish line, you will be guided by volunteers towards the recovery area, which is exclusively reserved for athletes. The recovery area will offer water, isotonic drinks, soft drinks, beer, fruits, and ice pools. At the finish line, your timing chip will be collected and you will be presented with a finisher shirt and medal. Street gear bags will be ready to pick up in the recovery zone. For the safety of athletes, medical teams will be available at on-site venues and on the course during the race. The race will officially end 2 hours and 15 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. The swim course will close 30 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. Estimated cutoff time of the swim course is at 6:20 a.m. The bike course will close 1 hour and 25 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. There are 2 intermediate cutoffs on the bike course. The run course will close 2 hours and 15 minutes after the final athlete starts to swim. There is 1 intermediate cutoff on the run course. Any athlete or relay team member that takes longer than 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete the entire course but crosses the finish line before the run course is closed will receive a NC, not classified in the race results. After visiting the expo and athlete check-in area at the Hyatt, athletes can proceed to transition for bike check-in by following Truong Sa Road and entering through the Sun Thu Beach entrance. Please note that you will be unable to access the transition via the shore on race morning, as it will be closed before and during the swim leg. Outside of race hours, athletes and spectators can move between the finish line and transition area by walking along the beach. To attend the welcome dinner, follow the route shown in the photo. Parking will be on surrounding streets in the vicinity of the event venues. There is ample event parking free lot operated by the organizer close to the expo area. For your own convenience, please review the changed traffic conditions and do not park on course on Saturday, May 10th. No fees are required for all athletes and spectators. A team of 400 local community volunteers are providing support for the race. Kindly remember to express your gratitude to the volunteers after the race, as their contribution is invaluable, and we couldn't achieve our goals without their assistance. The 2025 SUNRISE SPRINT Viet Nam and Danang Awards presentations will be held on Saturday, May 10th, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. at Residence Garden, the Hyatt Regency Danang Resort and Spa. If you are on the podium and are unable to collect your trophy, please contact the event organizer within 24 hours after the event. So get out there and race your heart out, people. Good luck and see you at the finish line.